Have you ever pretended to be someone else, just to see someone's true colors?
I did.
I acted like a poor, simple, naive mother when I met my daughter-in-law's wealthy family. I wanted to know if they would love my son for who he truly was, or for what he could give. What I discovered that day shattered my heart, but also taught me something powerful about people, pride, and truth. This is my story. I'm a simple woman from a small town. My son, Daniel, was everything I had. After my husband passed away, it was just the two of us, me working 2 jobs and Daniel studying under the streetlights because we couldn't afford electricity some nights. I used to tell him, "Son, don't ever be ashamed of what you don't have. Be proud of who you are." He listened, and he grew into a good, hardworking man. Years later, Daniel moved to the city for work. He was bright, ambitious, and kind. One day, he called me with excitement in his voice. "Mom, I met someone." Her name was Sophie. He said she was beautiful, smart, and from a good family. I was happy until he added, "Mom, they're very rich." That word, rich, it echoed in my mind. I knew what that could mean. I had seen what money does to people's hearts. Pause, tension builds. But I smiled anyway and said, "If she loves you, that's all that matters." A few months later, Daniel told me he wanted to introduce me to Sophie's family. My hands trembled as I held the phone. I could already imagine their polished table, fancy clothes, and judgmental eyes. I wasn't ashamed of who I was, but I wanted to see who they were. So I decided to test them. I put on my oldest dress, tied my graying hair in a simple bun, and carried my worn-out purse, the one I'd used for 10 years. I didn't wear any jewelry, not even my wedding ring. When I arrived at their grand house, I was greeted by Sophie's mother, elegant, cold, and smiling just enough to seem polite. "Mrs. Thompson, I presume?" she said. I nodded with a smile. "Yes, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me." As I walked in, I could feel the way their eyes scanned me, from my shoes to my hair. They didn't see a mother. They saw a mistake. Dinner started awkwardly. They spoke about art galleries, business trips, and expensive vacations. And then, Sophie's father asked, "So, Mrs. Thompson, what do you do for a living?" I smiled softly and said, "I clean houses, sir. It's honest work." The silence that followed was deafening. I saw the judgment flicker across their faces. Sophie's mother gently placed her napkin down and forced a smile. "How admirable," she said. But the way she said it, it wasn't admiration. It was pity. Pause for emotional reflection. That night, I went home and cried. Not because they looked down on me, but because I realized something deeper. If this is how they treated me, how would they treat my son if one day he lost everything? High Voltage Act 2, Part 2, The Reveal of True Colors. Days later, Sophie visited me alone. She looked embarrassed and kept apologizing for her parents' behavior. But something about her eyes didn't feel right. Then I heard it, her phone rang, and she stepped outside. Through the thin walls of my small apartment, I overheard her whisper, "Mom, I did what you said. She's harmless. Poor simple. Don't worry." My heart broke. All this time, I thought Sophie was different, but she was just like them. Pause. Emotional tone rises. That night, I prayed. I asked for strength, not revenge. And I decided to let life show them the truth. A few weeks later, Daniel invited Sophie and her parents to his company's annual dinner. What they didn't know was that Daniel had been working hard, not as an employee, but as one of the youngest regional directors. He had kept it quiet because he didn't want Sophie to love him for his title. When we walked into that grand hotel ballroom, their faces froze. Sophie's mother's smile vanished. "Mrs. Thompson?" she said in disbelief, her voice trembling slightly. I smiled kindly and said, "Yes, dear. The same Mrs. Thompson who cleans houses and raised this fine man you see standing next to me." The room fell silent. Then, one of Daniel's colleagues came over and said loudly, "Sir, everyone's waiting for your speech." Her eyes widened. "Sir? When Daniel stepped onto that stage and spoke with confidence, pride, and grace, I saw the color drain from their faces. He thanked me in front of everyone for teaching me that respect is worth more than money, he said, looking straight at Sophie's parents. After the dinner, Sophie's parents tried to act kind, pretending they'd always admired me. But the truth was already clear, and their masks had fallen off. Sophie, however, broke down in tears. She told me she was ashamed of what she'd done and begged for forgiveness. I told her gently, "My dear, I forgive you, but never forget, money can buy comfort, not character." Daniel and Sophie did get married later, but only after she proved her change was real. She started volunteering at shelters, learning humility the hard way. And her parents? They never disrespected me again. Sometimes, life gives us moments to test not others but ourselves. That day, I learned that pretending to be poor didn't make me small. It made me see the richness of truth, love, and humility. I didn't need to wear gold to prove my worth, because my true treasure was my son, and the heart I carried within me. Soft emotional pause. If you've ever been judged for who you are or where you come from, remember this. Your value doesn't depend on how the world sees you. It depends on how you see yourself. Tell me in the comments, have you ever seen someone's true colors after pretending to be someone else? Don't forget to subscribe to her Truth Tales for more real, emotional stories that touch the heart and open the eyes. Your story might be the next one we tell.